Everyone wants more money, but most of us weren't taught how to create an abundant life. That's where the law of attraction, manifesting success stories show comes in. If you are ready to have more money, create more freedom, and experience more fun, turn the volume up. It's time to learn how to create the prosperity and life you have been dreaming of. Here's your host, Cassie Parks. Hello and welcome to this episode. I am your host, Cassie Parks, and I am back with Inez, Monica, and Wendy for the class of 2026-1 interview. We are recording on August 2nd, 2021. So welcome, Inez. What's awesome?
I just had an absolutely amazing weekend with my family and visiting a lot of people. And yeah, it was easy, joyful, just an absolute brilliant weekend.
Yay, that's awesome. Monica, what's awesome for you?
I also had a nice weekend with family and friends, and also a lot of time for myself to just relax. So.
Awesome. Fabulous. Wendy, what's awesome with you?
There seems to be a theme. I also had a really great weekend.
I love it.
I got to see some friends, old friends that I haven't seen in a while, and see their new house. And so, yeah, I got to see a lot of people that I haven't got to see in a while.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Celebrating amazing weekends. And I want to get updated totals. So Wendy, I'm going to start with you. What is your current manifested total that we're celebrating?
My total is $11,408.87.
Yay. And Inez, what are we celebrating for you?
We're celebrating 18,160.
Yay! I love it. And Monica, how about you?
$15,634.18.
Yay! Amazing. So right about $45,000 plus on this call. And as you're listening, I just want you to take that in. Like wherever you're taking us, in your car, on your walk, on your run, you are surrounded by $45,000 of manifested money, which is awesome. I love it. Very cool. Well, Monica, what's the biggest aha or growth that you've had since our last interview?
Maybe it's not necessarily an aha. It's just a continuation of just continuing to trust the process. Just kind of times where I feel like I take a little break or I'm thinking about something else. And then I just come back and say, okay, just do the next homework assignment. Just keep moving forward. And it works. So it's great.
Yay, that's awesome. I love it. When you started, and I would say, or you might hear on a call, like trust the process, or you'd read it. What did you think that meant compared to sort of now that you've lived it, what you know it means on a deeper level?
I would say that it means don't put extra work where it's not necessary. I kept, there were times in the beginning where I thought, okay, well, it says this, but really I should be doing all this extra back work in my head or thinking it through or doing, giving myself a week to do something that should only take a day. And the more I'm staying with the process and just reading the instructions and just doing what you say to do, the easier and easier things happen.
Yay. I love that. Is anyone else done that where they're now like trusting the process, they're doing less? Inez?
Absolutely. I mean, for me as a management consulting, doing a lot is, that was the DNA. And for me currently working less and doing less makes me more successful. And
Yay.
That's just, it's amazing.
It is amazing, right? I love it. How about you, Wendy?
Yeah, I definitely identify with what the other ladies have said. As far as I have caught myself trying to add on things to the assignments too, and sometimes it's been really insidious. Like I didn't even notice until you pointed it out in your coaching. Like I was adding extra words to an assignment that really didn't need to be there, that were adding extra pressure. So now that I'm catching that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, it doesn't have to be hard all the time. but it's
Yes.
getting out of that conditioning. So
Absolutely. Can we talk a little bit more about that one? So that was during the forgiveness ritual, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
the ritual is to forgive yourself for something. And I was personally like really struggling, and I'm still going through this. It's been since my last 30-day check-in. Like I feel like I'm in a real like challenging part right now, so it's good that I had the foundation. But this particular assignment, we had to do a ritual where it was certain words like I forgive myself, I appreciate the lesson, and I take responsibility for moving forward. And I was adding the word full in there. I take full responsibility for it, and maybe a couple extra words, but there was no reason for that. And once you pointed it out, I was like, oh, I'm making extra pressure. Like I have to take all the responsibility right now instead of just I do this one thing. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome. And such a good realization. And you totally got it once I said it. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I felt it. I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to take full responsibility for everything all the time.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Inez?
I have a similar realization about little words that I try. That I try to delete, and I say I delete, because when I'm starting to talk and say I'm currently living an awesome life, I want to give the impression, tell the story, I am living an awesome life, and not currently. It is what it is. And this realization of these small words that make the story that I want to tell less powerful is something that I keep on catching myself. And that is, it's for me, it's weird, but in the end, when I tell the story, it's like, that's exactly what I want. And I think that's really a powerful realization and reflection in telling a story.
Yes. I love that. Anyone have anything to add on about that? Monica?
I just wanted to add on how Inez was talking about just saying what you want or realizing what you want. And it's good to just do that. For a long time, it was like, what do other people want me to want, or whatever, old stories. And now it's really getting a lot easier to just say, this is what I want, and just own it. And that's been a good growth thing for me.
Yay, that's awesome. Fabulous. Wendy, anything to add on to that about the stories?
I think I'm good.
Perfect. I love it. Amazing. Well, Wendy, I will ask you, what's the coolest piece of evidence that you've gathered since our last interview?
I had a fun opportunity come up with my fiance's family. We got together for the 4th of July, and my future mother-in-law, she was like, hey, we should get you to be in the celebrity goat milking competition at the Iowa State Fair. And I was like, oh, that's funny that you would like get to be labeled a celebrity. And I almost had to catch myself being like, well, I'm not that. And she's like, no. And then I'm like, you're right. Yeah, I'm a celebrity, and I'm going to do that. So I get to be a celebrity.
Yay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Monica, how about you? What's the coolest piece of evidence since our last interview?
I was inspired to just look up an old retirement account I had that I hadn't checked for a long time. I don't remember what the poll was to do it, but I scrolled through and I had to get a new login, whatever. And then I opened it up and I was like, oh my gosh, what is all this? And it has doubled since the last time I checked it, which was, I don't know, maybe a year ago or maybe longer than that. I don't know. But it was just like, oh, look at all this money in my name that I didn't even know I had. It was really fun to find.
Yay. That's awesome. I love it. Inez, how about you? What's the coolest piece of evidence?
It was just this weekend when my brother came up and he said, I just found 3,000 euros in my car. And I love how he described it. And my husband, a couple of hours before, he got a new job, and he said, well, that's exactly what I was dreaming of. And those two men so close to me, articulating these evidence in just such a beautiful way was exactly what I want. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yay. Ah, that's awesome. I love it. And Inez, I'm going to ask you this next question. Talk to us about becoming visible and becoming confident in being visible, because I know that's something that you've grown through and shifted over the past couple months.
Yes, I'm creating a business. I'm creating an online business for women in consulting. And in order to sell my program, I wanted to become more visible and being in front of the camera and doing daily Facebook lives and LinkedIn lives. And I struggled beforehand with the topic, well, what should I tell, and is there anything interesting that I can tell? And obviously with my experience I have, but stepping into it and doing it the first time, the second time, the third time made me more and more comfortable and really enjoying it, and receiving just amazing feedback is absolutely awesome. And also then selling my program and making it real, not only having my vision board and all the dreams and everything, but talking about it publicly and openly was a big step. And it still feels like, whoa, what am I doing here? But it's just absolutely awesome. It's awesome.
Yay. That is awesome. I love it. Monica, I know one of the things that you've grown through, and we kind of touched on this a little bit in the beginning, is patience. Talk to us about patience and how you've grown in that.
Again, I think it's just a continuation of going through the process and not jumping forward or being mad at myself if I think I should be going at a certain pace, or doubling up if I take some time away or something. It's just been good to know that when I'm there and I'm doing it and working, it's working for me. And also when I'm taking a break and taking time for myself, it's also working for me, and there's no race.
Yes, there's no race. And so also what I love the way she said it, it's always working. And that means whether you're, as when you're doing the work, right? Because there's a definite, I'm still in it versus I've stopped doing it. Like there's a difference between a pause and a stop, right? Yeah. And when it's just a pause and you know for sure you're coming back, the work is still working. It's working all the time, whether you're doing it or doing it specifically or not.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
Awesome. Wendy, how about you? Talk to us about patience and how you're growing in that way.
Yeah, I think I've been surprised how slowly I've been moving through the program, because it's, I don't want to tell an old story, but in the past, I had a lot of things that I would give up on because they weren't working fast enough for me. And I think what's good about this program is that has really set like a foundation of having patience and forgiveness for myself. And I'm not beating myself up for like taking longer. Like we were talking about that forgiveness exercise, like it can take you one day to do it, but I recognized when I was doing it that I was needed a little bit more time to go through it, and now it's going to take me like a couple weeks to go through it. And I could have easily given up, but I just have patience for myself now and know that I can't be doing it wrong as long as I'm doing it.
Yes. And how do you think that's helping you get further, grow faster than sort of in other times when you just like, oh, I'm done, I'm going to give up, go on to something else?
Yeah, well, part of it is just not giving up in the first place, and part of it is also just having like grace for myself and knowing that like I'll come back to it. It's not going to end because I fell off for a few days, or I'm not a bad person because I didn't do something perfectly. And letting go of like that perfectionism has been really eye-opening in so many parts of my life. So
Yay. I love that. So much fun. What is some coaching that has really clicked Monica, I'll start with you over the past couple months.
I would say just listening to you when we're on calls and stuff, and hearing coaching about feeling your feelings and just taking it all in and taking time to feel all the way through feelings. And there was a specific coaching that you gave me one time that was about, like you said, to stand up and physically step forward and say, this is what I want. I am going toward what I want. And that really stuck with me as a kind of a concrete thing to do, as well as all the things that are kind of in your head as well.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Inez, how about you? What's some coaching that really clicked over the last couple of months that's helped you move forward?
A big aha was actually on the call today when you said, as long as we are talking through feelings, it's not feeling the feeling. So it's as long as I'm arguing or explaining things to myself in my head, I'm not feeling the feeling. And I think that is so powerful and so clear, where I say, yeah, allowing myself to feel is something that that releases a lot of let's say the breaks in my growth, in my development. And I think that is also something that makes it clear to me, what does it mean, feel the feelings.
Yes, I love that. And that was a great call this morning on a lot on feelings. I love it. Wendy, what's some coaching that's really clicked for you over the past couple months to help you move forward?
Well, I have to second that talk about the not talking to yourself while you're trying to feel your feelings. Like, that was really good advice. That was on that call too. But what I think we kind of touched on this, but in the forgiveness exercise, just pointing out the word full and I take full responsibility was just like a huge click for me, because I didn't even realize I was giving myself extra responsibility or extra pressure for something. And now I just can be like so much more aware of specific words I'm using to talk to myself. So,
yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Very cool. Inez, what's the best manifestation you've had over the last couple months?
I have manifested in my corporate job an amazing client, a corporate client, part of the Volkswagen Group, within 2 months. So from the first call until the done deal, less than 2 months, and the purchase order came in on a day when I had a day off. So I mean, this is, just absolutely ideal. And the client said, Ines, we don't know how your program will work out, but we still don't understand it, but let's just do it. And this trust, and it's just absolutely amazing. And I know that my future clients for my business will be exactly the same. It will be that easy.
Absolutely. And for listener and our reference, how long does it normally take to get through that process, to sign the contract and all that?
Normally between 9 months to 1.5 years.
Amazing. And this happened in 2 months?
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you this. Has it ever gone that fast, or is it just since you started doing the work?
It has never been that fast, not with a new client, with a corporate client, in also in the volume we are talking. I've been doing this now for 20 years in that circumstance and setup, never.
I love it. And I also love that you now know it can go so fast. That's awesome. And what an asset to your current company, right? That you are this team member that's like, yep, can happen this fast. That's amazing.
Plus, it gives me an amazing foundation to negotiate my ideal working conditions with my current boss, where I say I would like to reduce work on this client and have specific dedicated days off to create my business. So it's just brilliant.
Yay, that's amazing. I love it. Monica, what's the best manifestation you've had over the last couple of months?
I just signed up or registered for a prenatal training in Salt Lake City, and I am super excited for it. I had all the money in my business account. All I had to do was click the button, and I'm going to go for a couple days and just be myself in a hotel and then train, and it just feels really working on myself, exciting.
Yay, that's amazing. And if for listeners, the recording cut out just a little bit, she gets to go to Salt Lake and be in a hotel and be herself. And I also love that all the money was in your account. That's amazing. Fabulous. Wendy,
Another part of
go ahead. Yeah, go for it, Monica.
Another part of that story that's really fun for me is that when I brought it up with my husband, I was just like, hey, I think I'm going to do this. And he said, awesome. What can I do to help? Like we didn't have to talk about it in any other way. He was just like, what do I have to do for childcare to get our daughter back and forth to school? Let's figure it out. I'm really excited for you. So that was a fun conversation too.
Yay. I love it. And is that newer? Has that been the standard?
It has not necessarily been the standard. Usually there would be a lot more talking involved, and I don't need to tell stories, but he's an engineer. He likes to talk things all the way through. So, I liked having an easy conversation and lots of support without all the work.
Yes. So. Easy and support. I love it. Amazing. Yay. Wendy, what's your best manifestation over the past couple months?
This one was really fun. My fiance and I, we like to play scratch tickets. It's just a fun activity. And we won what the ticket said was $14. And I went to go take it in, and the guy scanned the tickets and he was like, oh, $24. And he hands it to me. And I was like, pretty sure that's supposed to be 14, but I'll take the extra $10.
Yay. And I love this story. And you had even read the rules and were pretty certain when you turned in the ticket, it was $14, right?
Yeah, as far as I understood the rules, I don't know where the extra $10 was just for me.
Magic.
Yep.
Your vibration. I love it. Mm-hmm. Amazing. As we kind of wrap up, any other stories or things that are on anyone's heart or mind that they want to make sure to share today? Ines?
I have another absolutely amazing. It's happening. For my future or for my consulting coaching business, a consulting firm reached out to me out of the blue and said, we're really like what you're doing for women in consulting. Would you like to do an event with me, with us? And it's just like, yes.
Yes. Yay. That is awesome. I love that. Any other manifestations, evidence anyone wants to share today? I love it. Cool. Well, thank you all. I would love just to do a quick round, though, of where people can find you, if you would love to share that. Ines, where can women consultants find this amazing work that you're doing?
Thank you. I have a homepage which is called womenloveconsulting.com, one word. And Women Love Consulting is also on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. My main social network is Instagram. So you can find Women Love Consulting on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or you just Google Ines Cups on LinkedIn.
I love it. Monica, how about you? Where can people find your magic?
Well, I am just by myself right now. I'm not open to new clients until I'm done with my training, and I only work local, so I keep that information to myself for now.
I love it. You are full up. That's what I hear. Amazing. Wendy, how about you?
Well, I am a musician and content creator, so you can find me on most platforms by the handle Wendy P is Magic. So that's what it's Facebook/ Wendy P is Magic, and then at Wendy P is Magic on Instagram and the other ones. So
Yay. Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today and sharing this moment in your journey with us. And thank you all for listening. Make sure to come back next time and check out what other awesome things these women are manifesting.
Thank you for joining us on the Law of Attraction, Manifesting Success Stories show. To learn how to identify your current money story, go to identifyyourmoneystory.com.